Welcome back to the Tim and Steve Show. I am Tim Beard.
I'm Steve Morris.
What's going on, Steve?
Just making sure I got the microphone close enough to my face today.
Now I noticed you're nice shaved. You shaved. Going to the dentist today.
Yeah.
You're all ready to go. And
Yeah, I don't want them having to,
no. Whatever makes it easy for them, I'm like, yeah, all right, cool, do it. Oh, what's going on? You went to Car Nuts last night.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was good. There's a few new cars that I hadn't seen before, but I mostly hung out with your grandparents.
Nice.
Your uncle.
Yeah, like getting that car was the best thing for him ever because he hasn't driven in like 4 years, and then he got that, and he went on the concert at Common the other day, drove the car down there.
That's a good deal he got on that car, too.
It was a really good deal.
If I'd have known that, I'm glad I didn't see it. I'd have bought it from my mama.
Right?
Try to entice her up here and be like, pretend like you're 16 again.
Right.
Because that's the car she learned to drive in.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Same model. Not the car, but...
Right. Yeah, no. So good turnout.
That's a pretty good turnout, honestly.
Nice. So we ended up, some things changed, but so yesterday was my brother's birthday. We went to High Tide for dinner down in Hillsboro. You like seafood?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should check this place out. It's really good. It's just open like during the summer or whatever. So it's kind of like you walk up and you order at a window, but there's like a great big screen porch and stuff. And they've been there a bunch of times. I've never been, and so they're like, hey, do you want to go there? And I was like, all right, yeah, sure, sounds good. And I got the first meats platter or whatever, which had bay scallops, which are really good, clam strips, which I love. I've always loved clam strips, shrimp and haddock. All fried. It was really good, and Andrea because Andrea doesn't like seafood. She got this like braised chicken, dude. It was amazing. It was so juicy, like really. I've never made chicken so juicy as this place. And they said it was something about it's roasted and something at the same time, or I don't know, something. Was really good. So check that out if you want to venture out of the area a little bit. Go down to High Tide and. The prices there are probably, it's a lot of the seafood. I think mine was like $28 for the platter, but seafood's really expensive. So all fresh made, though. Like, you look in the back, there's battering it up.
As you listed all that off, did you finish that platter?
I did not finish that platter.
That sounds like enough for a family of four.
Yeah, I took like half of it home. And I think one of the boys ate it. I can't do it. So then...
I would just want the shrimp.
Yeah, you love shrimp. See, I love clam strips and haddock. Haddock's like one of my favorite.
Nikki loves haddock. John Paul loves clam strips, and Nikki likes what'd you say, scallops?
Yep, they had bay scallops, which are really good.
I'm not a scallop fan.
They were usually in the past I've had them like with bacon around them or something, and I like them. They're not like amazing, but these were like I like these better than the shrimp last night. They were that good.
And where is Hillsboro again?
That is south of here by like 45 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
Are you going towards Keene or going
Yeah,
towards
so
Concord?
it's in between Keene and Concord, right next to Henniker. I'll have to show you.
I feel like I went to a soccer game somewhere down there, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, probably have.
Or softball.
Something, yeah. Yeah. So then yesterday we did the show, and then I went and went to
You finished the house up?
No, I'm still working on it. I'm getting there. I really am getting there, though.
Oh, you went to Obashan and bought more gardening stuff.
So I literally went there because I needed chalk for my chalk line, because somehow I've never used these things, only once in a while, right? So, and if you don't know what chalk line is, you just stretch it out and it's chalk on it, you snap it, and you have a nice straight line. So I needed it to cut a piece of the roof off, the rest of it, and finish that up. And so the one I had there was junk. Which I still don't understand how it was junk, because I've only used these things a few times. So I threw that in the dumpster. So I went in the storage unit where all of our stuff that doesn't fit anywhere else is, and I got another brand new one, of course, in there. But I can't find chalk. I
had chalk right downstairs.
Yeah, that's right. You bought a big container of it. You're the one that had the big container of it.
Yeah, I just bought it to do the fence, and then I ended up not using it because of all the rocks on the hills.
I thought it was Corey that did it, but Corey had some too, but he couldn't find it. Anyway, so I go to Arbachon's, and I walk in, and there's all these plants just come into the front. I'm like, I've been looking for strawberry plants, considering the fact that my strawberry plants that I had in a bagged, and so I bought 4 of them, and there's probably 5, 6, 7, depending, plants in each one of these pots, and 2 eggplant. And actually, I got a picture. See that? I sent that to you last night. So these are strawberries up in the upper corner, and they're 2 eggplant. And this is the garden part I just put in. And then Andrea said something about like, hey, maybe she'll go down there later today and get some more. She's like, we should get more. All right, whatever you want to do. I was actually technically working at the time, so I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna grab these, but I gotta go. I got stuff I gotta do.
It's addictive whenever if you have enough room. Like even just walking through last night, I was weeding and I was like, man, I can go buy about 6 more plants.
I know.
Probably fit some carrots in here.
Well,
I haven't planted any carrots yet, so I need to get some somewhere in the ground.
They got some tomatoes down there that are like yay tall with tomatoes already on them. I was almost tempted to that, but I'm like, I know you have a million of them. I have like 12 at the land that they're not there yet, but I'm like, nah, I probably shouldn't like do that. But they had some different peppers and stuff there, so there's a few different things there. They had more eggplant. I just grabbed the 2, and that eggplant that Nikki made that one time was amazing. I love deep fried.
It's like one of my favorites, up there with shrimp.
It tastes like meat almost.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I really like it. So got a couple of them. Planted those last night. Luckily got there before it's too late.
Maybe I'll swing by there because I have some seedlings that are just, I don't know if they're stunted or what, but they're not really.
What are you gonna buy though?
Eggplant.
I gotta just determine if I need to get there before you do.
If you left.
If we see us race off the show today, you'll know which one's after what. No, there was a bunch still there, and they're from the garden place right there in Leominster.
Oh.
Is it Bonnie? Is it Bonnie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Really nice. Like they're nice. Really well taken care of. Like
no, so. I got a couple. I don't know if I got them from Obashan but I think I did get them from Obashan. They're Obashan or Runnings, but I have a really nice eggplant out there. The 2 that I bought that were pre-grown or whatever.
Now those, do they vine out or no?
No. So
okay.
I would put a stake behind them just as they produce fruit, and then they're going to get weighed down. So you want to prop them up with something.
Gotcha. Yeah. Once again, the other thing that was like probably doing the best in the garden was those Brussels sprouts. Because at first I was like, man, I don't think they're going to make it. They were like looking bad. And we just kept watering them, and they look great now. Really, really good.
That's nice.
Potatoes are coming up really, really good too. It's funny because someone I know there yesterday, him and his wife have a huge garden, and he planted potatoes, and like 10 days later he dug up. He's like, we need more space, so we like removed these. He had all kinds of like potatoes. So I was like
little new potatoes?
Like little potatoes, a few good sized ones. I'm like,
yeah, they grow pretty quick.
Apparently, yeah. So, so did that. Today's Alicia's birthday. She's 18. Saturday was Danny's birthday.
Kick her out of the house.
Right? You're out. Saturday was Danny's birthday, and she just turned 18. So now we've got two 18-year-old girls. Danny's got one more year of school left, but Alicia turned 18th. Yeah, it's crazy at my house. Like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Zayda's having a good time in Montana. She texted me that she loves it there.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. They had a bunch of good food. I wanted to text her. I didn't want to be a negative Nancy. But I wanted to say, well, they probably have the best chefs there right now to fool you so you buy the full package of meals throughout the year. So anyway, she sent me a picture. Like, it was decent-looking food, too.
We'll have to go out there sometime because I've never been to Montana. I've never been up in that area at all, and I know it's beautiful from pictures and stuff.
It's beautiful.
Nice. No, it's good. It'll be good because that's very important. If she doesn't like it, it's going to be hard to stay because it's a long ways from home. But if she loves it and it's beautiful, and so it's good.
Yeah, she got into the higher math class that she, when we went to take the tour and meet the business college, they had warned her, or not just her, but all the kids in the briefing that they're very math focused. And so that kind of made her nervous because she hadn't taken math in a semester because the way they do the scheduling here. But anyway, she took the pretest and did pretty good on it, I guess.
Nice. She's a smart kid anyways.
Yeah.
She's in the top 10, so she'd be good.
Yeah, but she was nervous. You know, anybody's nervous
course.
whenever they're like, "Here's a test, take it, and you. This will depend. This will determine what class you're in. For the, you know, your
Right.
trajectory for math for the next 4 years." So anyway, it was a little stressful for her, but she did. She did good. Did
Good.
well.
That's good. What else is going on?
Not much.
Today's Tuesday. Supposed to get some thunderstorms later, I guess.
I hope so. I didn't water this morning.
Yeah, I think she's going to water this morning, but obviously if we get thunderstorms, we won't water. The bottom of the garden, we didn't water it last night because it's still pretty damp. You'll have to look at it sometime because I don't know. The top obviously has all the sun. The bottom part, which is where the onions and carrots and stuff are, and I got some green beans down there. Green beans? I think they're green beans. It was pretty damp. Like it was pretty when you like step on the soil, you could tell it's still really dark, and so I was like, "Nah, leave that, let that. I don't want to overwater it." But the front obviously sucks it up hard because the sun's constantly on it, basically. So, yeah, we definitely need some rain though because it's dusty.
Yeah, mine's a little dust, but it's like I dug up just to check on a couple of different places, like where I had planted something and it had died. Like you could see it was dead, but I dug it up and it was still damp under there. It was just must have been the water must have pounded it when the sprinkler turned off. You know, like anything weird can kill.
My garden's kind of at an angle a little bit too, and that lower section is wet normally more anyways. But I was like, oh, let's not water that. But obviously, like the blueberry bushes that we got, I've been watering those every day, morning, night, really putting them to it.
Those roots to establish.
And then obviously the new strawberry plants, we really watered those and the eggplant last night, and it's fun. Like it really is. Like I never thought I'd be excited. I text you. I'm like, I just found plants, and you're like, oh, it's addicting. And I'm like, well, if you're gonna be addicted to something, that's something to be addicted to. Some gardening stuff, and there's so much to learn because I really don't know. Like I grew up around this stuff. Like my grandparents had a garden, huge, probably twice the size of this room. Like, and they didn't have much money and stuff. My grandfather, Beard was born in 1917, so like they went through the Great Depression, like he, as a kid and stuff, and so they always, they didn't have money, so they had always grew plants, and he's the one that used to bring me to get milk down to Johnson's farm at Sanctuary Farm when I was a kid, and I remember that. I was actually talking to Jared, who is he runs everything there. It's Jolly and Johnson's son. And he's like, yeah, I remember your granddad. Like I was a boy too, and we're kind of talking. And so when I got the hay there this past spring, and then I got the feeder from him, just brought back great memories because that's like such a great memory. And we were just kind of talking, and he's like, yeah, and I'm so glad I grew up this way. And I was like, yeah, I wish I grew up more that way. And I'm unfortunate the way I did grow up because I'm with my grandparents having a big, garden and stuff. Like, I don't know, there's just something different to it. The work ethic, the whole thing is just
the reward of seeing your hard work pay off. Because
right.
You could plant something and maybe not do anything if you have a good rainy season, but this you got to go out, you got to weed, you got to prune, you got to get the suckers off.
Yeah, this year nothing would grow. I don't think if you didn't water it because
last July was a lot rainier, so at least to this point than it is this year.
We definitely need some. I don't want to start seeing weeks of it, but we definitely could use a couple good days because
2 or 3 days a week of an hour or 3 of a good rain would be nice.
It's dusty at my land. Like that's how it works up there though. It's either dusty and like dry as can be, or we'll get some rain and then that like turns to like muddy slop crap at the top, and I'm like,
once you get everything established though,
exactly,
you get some seed out, you have some cover.
Yeah,
keep that dust down.
It's funny because that back section where I had been filling in all last year, and I've been filling in since I started it. It's a good sized area now. Like I didn't see any of that. It's all grassed over now because it's just with wind blowing through there and stuff. And so yeah, it's pretty cool. So I have a question for you.
Yes.
How adventurous are you? So
not very.
So
pretty boring.
All right. So so the girls. Lydia showed me this video that her and Emma, her cousin, did yesterday, which I'm going to put it on. I don't know if I'll put it on now or put it on the end of the show, and you want to watch it because it's funny. So it's called our Tortilla Challenge, and she's like, she'll show me. She's like, "Don't want mom to see because she'll get mad." So here's the deal, and I think we should do this, and we should record it because it could like go viral. It'd be fun. So at least two. This is what my kids do apparently when they don't have a lot to do. So
Some TikTok challenge.
probably. So the challenge is, a flour tortilla, like a soft one. So you fill out. So it would stand like this, this.
Oh, is that the slap?
And you slap each other in the face with a tortilla. And I'm putting the video up, okay? So you can see it's hilarious.
I saw one last week. Somebody slapped. I didn't know what it was.
I didn't know what it was either. I saw one last week too, and I'm like,
I thought it was a wet washcloth. I was like, man, that would.
yeah.
Fight.
Yeah. So I think this weekend we should do that. Even if we just do it a couple times. I don't want you to beat the crap out of me with a tortilla.
I got a paralyzed right side of my face, so I can take a tortilla to the face.
Oh no, I'm going to swim this way. So, I'll put it at the end of the show again because I was telling Lydia, and I was like, "Yeah, I put the video of you driving." She's like, "Oh my god, it's so embarrassing." I'm like, no, listen. First of all, it was a big truck, and I challenge anyone who wants to come up and jump in that truck and drive. It's never driven standard. First of all, and I'm like, in the last video, like you're driving right along, and I don't know if I don't think she stalled at the very end there when, but I'm like. No, you learn progression, and I was like, it's not
I think
embarrassing.
I put that on the chapters too. I think I labeled that as.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Learning
She did
to drive
great.
the standard. Did I put that? I think I did.
I don't remember, but I saw the chapters though. I liked the chapters because when I was trying to scroll through and find, I'm like, yep. And I knew it was at the end of the show, but no, chapters are good. I think that's a good thing because actually, and I try to add to the description of what we kind of talk about because Angel's friend Lacey was like, listen, I listen to the show. Usually I listen to it. She says, like, whether it's when I'm going to bed or driving in the car, whatever. She's trying to find a way to listen to it. She's like, I like the chapter, or like to know what's on the show. So maybe if it's like something really interesting, whatever. So it's like I started to add more or less what we talk about during the show, just so that if someone's like looking for something in particular, maybe or
Well, if I get it. So when instead of saying national, I could put Supreme Court. Oil policy, like you could keep the chapters going even more descriptive. I got it.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Because like the one for yesterday was a 30-minute long chapter,
Right.
where we just talked about the news, national news.
Yeah, I know, like especially the local stuff, or like it's kind of hard to break down that much. And I don't think we need to break it down that much, but more the bigger topics. I think bigger topics happen when we get to the national kind of stuff, anyways. But position of the day is middle school.
The high or the
middle school music teacher.
The SAU 43
position
of the day.
Well, technically the middle school music teacher. I'm kind of getting a little nervous, to be honest with you, though, because we're still looking for these positions. And we're in July 12th.
Yeah, school starts in a little over a month.
Yeah. Either way. So if you are a music teacher, or I don't know on that one, musically inclined,
music. You probably have to have a degree in music.
You should have a degree in music.
Yeah,
I would agree. I mean, unless you're
I don't know that they would do the 2-year thing unless you were the band major. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you're like Steven Tyler, Aerosmith, or something, you're like, hey, I want to be a music teacher. I'm sure without the degree, they're going to let you come on in and be a music teacher. But
I don't know, Steven Tyler. Do you think he can teach?
Yeah, it's. So I watched him on American Idol. He was on one year, and you would think these people, rock stars, and you would think they don't know as much as they do, I guess, because I was actually surprised. Like, they know way, way, way more than you really think. Like, you think rock star or whatever. Like, no, they could school us on music notes.
Most of them could, but the new kids on the block aren't going to come in here and teach us how to play a wind instrument.
Correct. I would agree 100% with that one. But any of these kind of like band kind of things like that, they know, even though he's just lead singer, like
Does he play guitar? I'm trying to remember.
He mostly, I don't remember.
Yeah, that's why I said that, because I don't really remember him.
I'm sure he does, though.
Yeah, he probably does. If
they have, it's funny. what did my grandfather say? Barbara Mandela? Is that it?
Barbara Mandrell.
Mandrell, excuse me. See, I'm trying to figure this out. Barbara Mandrell. He said he was so impressed with her because one time he watched her on stage go through like 13 or 20 instruments and play every single one of them, which is actually funny too because my grandfather loves Lady Gaga, which you would never, ever think that. Like, my grandfather's 80, like, or damn near 80. Like, yeah, you would never think that. But he's like, no. And he used to watch her Monster Ball tour. And he watched, like, he went through this whole thing for a while. Then he bought a record, an actual record of hers. But he's like, no, I like her because she makes her own set. She designs her own set. She designs her own clothes. She's just extremely talented. She can play all these instruments and all that. But I was just shocked because it's not something you would ever consider. Like, I was like, oh, cool. And then obviously we talked about this yesterday. I'll talk about it again today, and then we'll wait until next week because it's out a little bit. But Wednesday, August 3rd at 5 at the Wheeler Gym is a mandatory meeting for middle school parents and their athletes for sports for the fall. And sign up night. And then obviously the next day, Thursday the 4th, 5 o'clock at the Wheeler Gym is for high school. And if you can't make it, you need to reach out, which we won't be able to make it because we'll be in Pittsburgh that week. So just reach out to Jeff Miller and say, hey, I can't make it. I got this going on. And they'll, make accommodations for you. And then next Friday is the block party. We'll have to check that out. I think next Friday is the 20th. Yeah. From 5 to 8, live music, food trucks, vendors, farmers market will be going on. Newport Rec Department's doing backyard Olympics and like a lot more stuff's going on. So definitely want to check that out. And this week's concert on the Common is Sound Investment, 6 to 8. Yeah.
I like that little play on words there.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to close tabs. So here's my meme of the day. Ta-da. You don't need 30 rounds to hunt with. True, but the Founding Fathers didn't write the Second Amendment because the deer were coming. It was because the British were coming. See how we did that there?
I think they wrote it like that because the British came and said, yeah, we're going to go ahead and start taxing this.
Yeah.
But I got you.
Yeah.
Tyranny.
Tyranny.
They wrote it because of tyranny, because of not having free will in the sense of they didn't have a voice in their own government.
Yeah.
Similar to other times, other places, other countries.
Very similar to some different times, you know.
Yeah.
What year is it? 2022?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just I made sure. I was getting confused.
246 years later, and we still have...
Look at you pulling that right out.
Well, you know how I can do that. Because I'm...
Good with math?
No, because my birthday is right around the bicentennial. So you just got to add...
You got a little cheat going there.
Yeah, that's how I always know how old the armed forces are. I always knew the birthday for the Army, the Navy, the Marines. It's pretty easy.
So, did you see the Jill Biden story?
Which one? The one where Hunter
No.
berated her and then felt bad because he was going from a high to a low or low to a high?
No. This, no, it wasn't even Hunter. Hunter is not even related to the story. So, basically, she was giving a speech, and she compared Hispanics to tacos at a Latinx inclusion conference.
Now, see, I've heard, speaking of Latinx, I've heard some people find that offensive.
It is offensive, I think.
So why are they putting it in a news article?
Because this
is not offensive to the right people?
Well, she was at this Latinx thing.
No, but I'm saying like just Latinx instead of saying Latino or Hispanic. Yeah,
because wasn't it the new congresswoman was one that was saying how Latinx is like an offensive thing? Like,
yeah, if it was, I would believe it was probably her because I just read that in the last.
I mean, if you're Mexican American or Mexican or whatever, I think you'd be offended by Latinx because, like, well, no, I'm Mexican versus Guatemalan or versus, whatever. Cuban.
Or if I was an American, I'd be like, I'm American.
Yeah, we really do need to get rid of the whole, African American, which is the most Mexican American. Because the African American one is the most.
Do you hear a lot of Hungarian Americans?
No,
No.
you don't ever hear European American, which would be Oz.
Yeah. British American?
British American.
Scottish American? No.
Never hear that. African American. My buddy get so pissed off about that because he's like, I'm from, like, my parents and stuff, or his grandparents were from the Dominican Republic. He's like, I'm not black, first of all. I'm, like, brown. And he's like, yeah, I'm able to get darker in the summer when it's, but he's like, I'm not African American. I'm Dominican. He's like, like,
yeah, Zeta learned that when she was pretty young at some school, and the kid was like, "Hey,
so in this,
it's offensive to my family when you say that."
And people that want to go that way, okay, that's right.
Not to her; it was to a teacher. A teacher had said it, and it had almost the exact same conversation.
Yeah,
either from the Dominican or Jamaica, somewhere, but it was like, no, like,
right. Oh, if you call a Jamaican. He's a Jamaican guy, and he's like, yeah, you're African American. He's going to be pissed, or she, because Jamaicans are very proud about being from Jamaica, as they should be.
Proud heritage. But anyway, that's just whatever. It's just labels to create division.
It is. It's so stupid. I mean, technically, Elon Musk is African American. He's from South Africa, No. How about, like, I think it was Morgan Freeman was one I was kind of surprised. Like, he was very much like, we got to stop this Black History Month, this labels and all this. We're just Americans. Like, and it's so true. It's just a label for everything, right? No, screw your labels.
Yeah, just be yourself
American.
and exist.
Which is what they want.
Be a good person.
They want division. They want division in the country. They want, you to be like, oh, you didn't say Latinx, so the Latino community's pissed at you. Yeah, no, I don't think so. So anyways.
Some of them would be, but whatever.
Yeah, some of the ones that are not
went to college and studied
liberal art majors.
Something.
Social justice. Those ones, yeah. So she was a keynote speaker at Latinx. What the hell is that? Inclusion with an X?
Yeah, that's so. Oh my God, who would go to that?
So this is why I couldn't read it, because it shouldn't have had the X there, right?
So do you pronounce that inclusion?
I don't know.
That's the lamest thing ever.
So she was at the Grand Hyatt Riverwalk, San Antonio, which we both know. Obviously, we've been there. And she, first of all, she mispronounced bodegas as, well, she spelled it. They spelled it here, and basically she was comparing the bodegas to the Bronx as beautiful blossoms of Miami, as unique as a breakfast taco here in San Antonio is your strength. And everyone's like, so these are the same people that say that me and you are racist and all these ists, right? Yet they stand up there and, like, first of all, people don't like Latinx, most of them anyways, which is some new stupid term, which, what was that guy who used to be from CNN, Vaughn something? He went off. Vaughn Miller.
He was in Obama's cabinet or something.
Yeah. He went off one day on the Democrats. He's like, and Latinx is one of them, because he's like, people like are just getting to the point where they just hate you guys because of this crap that you keep pushing. And, but here they are again, like, oh, Latinx, and then comparing him with tacos. Imagine if someone else did that. Imagine if Trump said, oh, you Latin people are so good because you're tacos, or your Mexican people are,
I think he.
It's true. I shouldn't have used that comparison, because that might have happened.
Sure, he sat in the White House with a platter of tacos.
All right, that could have happened.
I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he did do something similar.
Let's backtrack on that one, because
no, it's the political thing. It's the group people together. It's like the wrestlers that show up every Monday night in whatever city they're in, and they do the call out, and they're like, Houston, the greatest city in the world, and everybody reacts to it. So that's just what they do.
Yeah.
And she just made a bad comparison, or a weak analogy, or a bad metaphor, or whatever she was trying to.
I think some of it, like the moral, like for me, is the story is like, stop trying to play to everybody.
Yeah, just be yourself. Just say, hey, you guys appreciate everybody.
Right.
We need to get y'all, brought into the American culture, and we need to learn how to make food as diverse as yours. You know what I mean? Like you could say all kinds of different things without
Yeah.
pandering or like she was trying to.
It's funny that Marco Rubio tweeted an updated profile picture, which is of a taco.
Yeah, so basically, unfortunately for her, now
It's a laughing stock of
yeah. Well, it'll be like, oh, you think of us as breakfast tacos.
Yeah. Yeah, the more we talk about this, I remember something else about that at one point.
Yeah, there was
Trump.
controversy around Trump doing something. But
Yeah. Now that I remember, yeah, thinking back. But at the same, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
his probably was along the lines of nobody loves the Latino community more than me. Just look at my burrito or my tacos.
Right.
That was something similar to that. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct.
Yeah, because I mean,
Or,
she
close
she
enough.
compared bodegas in the Bronx, Blossoms in Miami, but then tacos in San Antonio. Like, yeah, I don't know. How about like just Southern food in general? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there he was eating a taco bowl or something. Did he say something?
I'm sure he did. Now you said something, I'm sure he did.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. The best taco bowls are made in Trump Tower Grill. Yeah, he was. It was like
But that was at least for Cinco de Mayo.
he was plugging his. Yeah. So I mean, he did just. Yeah, it's politicians pandering.
Yeah,
All of them do it.
yeah. True story. Wow, what'd you know about Hunter on her?
Well, they allegedly got into his iPhone.
Yep,
And
saw
so
that.
he was berating her, being, called her a few bad names, but then he apologized later for his
Now,
mood or whatever was going on with him.
there's a meme going
Allegedly.
around Facebook. It's gone around before, and then I saw it again the other day. And I don't know if you know if it's true or not, because someone said it wasn't. But was Jill Biden once the babysitter for Joe? Like, was Jill the babysitter for Joe? Like, with his ex-wife or something?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, because there was a meme about that, and but someone said it wasn't true. Basically, what they said is, she's the ex-babysitter that he married after his wife. I don't know.
Jill is not the Biden family. That's according to Snopes. I don't really believe anything they say. She didn't start dating Joe until she was in her 20s.
Yeah. All right. It was just a meme I saw, and I was curious. Because just because you see a meme doesn't mean it's true.
But it's a persistent rumor. It says that
Yeah.
because Joe's 9 years older than Jill. The two of them actually met on a blind date set up by his brother, according to.
Interesting. So I've got a bunch of California news today. And honestly, I don't give a crap about California because I live here.
You don't give a care?
Give a care. Yeah.
Well, if we don't give a care, why are we going to talk about them?
Because it's a very good point to be made out of it.
Okay.
So California, which is the most communist state that we have.
It's up there.
Yeah. If you were going to put a border wall around anything, I think you'd cut the whole West Coast off over there from California, Oregon, and Washington.
There's some good people in California. You got Northern
There are.
California.
I won't, not the people, the government of California. That's what I want to really.
I have a buddy that worked in Seattle, and he would probably tell you that Seattle probably needs to go before anything else.
I've heard a lot
Or
about
Portland. Was it Portland? It might have been Portland.
Portland and
It was
Seattle,
Portland.
both. Yeah. So anyways,
He said it was torture because he's in the military and he worked in the actual city, not like on a military. So he rode the train or the rail, whatever it was, every morning into work, and it was pure torture for him. For 2.5 years, just the ride to and from work, not combined with the stress of work because he was in recruiting. He wasn't a recruiter, but recruiting's pretty stressful.
so
I would imagine it's pretty stressful right now too.
I bet it is. So I have 3 stories out of California.
So I just say that to put Portland up there with the.
Yeah, like I said, you should Washington, Oregon, California. You should fence that bad boy off and give that to Mexico. They can have it as a gift. Just get a
When
better
you said
border wall.
that, I pictured Al Pacino, Oregon. The way you said Oregon.
Oregon. Is it Oregon or Oregon?
It's probably Oregon. That's how Pacino says it in Scent of a Woman. It's a movie from the 90s.
Yeah, I was thinking about the saying of that, not the movie. Anyways, California law may backfire terribly as 70,000 independent truckers may be forced out of work, unleashing devastating, bigger, devastating supply chain issues. So basically now they passed this law out there so that now truckers must be employees of trucking companies and not independent contractors in order to work in California.
Yeah, they're doing all this
On purpose?
on purpose to make life miserable for us all because they
Yes.
want us on the government teat
Yep. Beg your government.
to save you. They want us all living in cities in pods, eating insect burgers while they.
Lab-grown meat, get it
Yeah.
right. Did you see one of Bill Gates' gas stations or something overseas burnt down?
I think it was like his Whole Foods type of
Yeah, one of his. It's not, yeah.
like healthy alternative to meat, whatever.
Smart people in whatever country that was.
It was an electrical fire town. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Act
I
of
just know that it
God.
was rumored that it was one of his. It showcases his lab-grown meat and alternatives, that kind of
So
stuff.
nasty. Yeah. He should be in jail with Epstein. Well, Epstein's not in jail anymore, but, Anyways, so this is a law here that they passed in California, which
So we
is,
got another one.
yep. And then there was an Olympic medalist attacked in L.A., which
What were they attacked for?
So-
Any reason whatsoever, or just
Olympic medalist says a homeless person attacked her with a metal pipe outside an L.A. restaurant. And they
did somebody do a meme up with that one girl, the skater, with a metal pipe? Remember that took out the other skater's knee or whatever?
Tanya Harding.
Tanya
and,
Harding?
Yeah.
That'd be a good meme to make. Tanya Harding's on the loose.
Nancy, what was it? Kerrigan.
Kerrigan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so she was at some restaurant and just an unprovoked homeless man walked up and hit her hit her in the face. There's a picture somewhere, I couldn't grab it, but her eye was pretty messed up. They arrested him and the police wouldn't say if he was homeless or not, but he was arrested without incident and confirmed that the public helped apprehend him, which good for the public. She said, it's this girl, Kim Glass, and she said, I wasn't ready. And there's a lot of mentally ill people on the streets right now. And she added, you shouldn't have to be fearful when you walk. So it's true. So guys, be safe. But it's true. So you have to be careful. It's too bad. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah. Like seriously, California, at least southern part of California, you gotta look at the big cities. So San Francisco, which isn't southern part though, and like LA, and like they've literally.
I've only ever been to San Diego.
So honestly, I've never been to California. I've seen.
If it were not California, it would be the best place to live.
A lot of people said that the weather's always 80. It's always.
I mean, it was beautiful
Yep.
in San Diego. The food was great. You got the seafood right there. I mean, it was.
Yep.
It was gorgeous, but again, I would not want to give any more of my money to the government, much less the California government.
Yeah, so many people leave there because they take your money.
Yeah, the tax rate's ridiculous there.
Yeah.
Property taxes and
And plastic
Real
straws are
estate taxes.
illegal. Can't have a plastic straw. Yeah.
this world.
Yeah. And then yesterday there was 4 different ones, but 7-Eleven shootings in Southern California on 7-Eleven. It's my brother's birthday. 2 people were killed and 3 were wounded in shootings at 4 7-Elevens located in Southern California. And authorities said that in a series of attacks, police will believe that they may be connected. And the shooting appeared to
I was
be.
about to say they're probably connected in some form or fashion. That's kind of odd that you'd have
Yes.
4 attacks on the date.
Yeah.
So there's some weird stuff right there going on.
Yeah. Just crazy, man.
I read something last night. I should have screenshot it, but it was basically they still haven't caught the guys that beat the old man to death with a cone, even though they have their faces. I only bring that up because they have facial recognition software out there that they've used to track people down.
Yeah.
Usually political dissidents is what they track down with it, but they can also track down criminals. I mean, did we talk about it on air, or did you just send it to me where they have an AI that can predict crime
I told you
within
about
like
it.
10%?
Yep. Yeah, no, I told you about it.
So
An
if that's
algorithm.
what they're reporting and that's what you're seeing, so you got to believe that it's probably better than that.
Yeah. Yeah, because if anything...
Because think about it. The AI has access to all of our OneDrive, your Google Drive, all your emails. They're all getting scraped
Right.
to learn something about you, allegedly, but probably definitely so. If you can ever read through the 30 pages of accept terms of use, most of them say that they use your data.
Yep.
I just find that interesting that there was an article saying that they can predict crime within reason, within 10% accuracy or whatever, the date, the location. So you got to figure that's based on social media, email, manifestos that are out there on OneDrive or Google Drive. So I don't know.
But you know who...
I don't agree with that kind of technology
No,
at all. But if they're using it and utilizing it, why don't they utilize it?
Let's face it, the FBI could have it, and they still couldn't utilize it, right? Because they know about all these things before they happen, and they still can't stop them. So,
Yeah, the FBI is wasted.
yeah, they should be dissolved. The money should go
be
into the
coming back
states.
to our
Yep.
pocketbooks and put into the New Hampshire Bureau of Investigation or whatever we call it here in New Hampshire. Is it NHBI or like in Georgia? It's Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Tennessee,
I don't know.
Texas. I think it's the Texas Rangers. They all, they all
Yeah.
have their equivalent of the FBI at the state level. So we have something here, I'm sure, in New Hampshire.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to ask Chief that. That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. But this is another story. It's just a stupid story. Lauren
Boebert.
Boebert reported to the FBI about joking about Biden's teleprompter issues. Basically, she just sent out a tweet that said, "We need to terminate this presidency," and then with an end quote. And people are, freaking out that she threatened the president and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, are you guys stupid? Like, seriously. And then, but these complaints raise questions. If, terminate his presidency, in quotes, is a violent threat, then what is terminate this pregnancy? Is that a violent threat? Like, it wasn't a violent threat.
People are such pansies these days.
Yeah. Like, seriously.
They're scared of words.
That was one thing we were talking about.
That obviously means his presidency needs to end.
Yeah, like impeach him or he needs to resign or something. Not actually terminate him.
Yeah, 'cause number one, she said presidency.
Yes, right, exactly.
Now, if you said president, I'd be like, that's kind of close there, Lauren. Right?
Yeah.
I don't think those are. I don't think that's a threat. I think that's a.
It's not a threat. It's just
That's
a bunch
just like
of stupid rhetoric.
Marjorie Taylor Greene filed impeachment on him
Day
a year
one.
and a half ago.
What
Whatever
happened
it
to
was.
that?
I don't know.
The day he was inaugurated, she filed it, but nothing happened. I mean, you could say he didn't technically have anything you could impeach him on day one. You sure the hell have a lot you could do it now.
I don't know. I mean,
Well,
the swear-in time was wrong.
really?
Something like that, yeah. And he signed all those executive orders in the first
They had
few
no
days.
clue what they were. He's just like, what am I signing? Literally, they could video of him saying, what am I signing? Just sign it.
Is there really a video of him saying?
Yes.
Let's say that's a bold statement. Like, you know what I mean? Like to say he didn't know what he was signing. No.
He said, what am I signing? And he said, don't worry about it, just sign it. And he signed it. I mean, he had a stack like yay tall. I'm sure he was briefed on all those things. You knew everything. Sure he did. One of the things we were talking about, so I saw Aggie, my chiropractor, yesterday. We were talking about, because I saw I don't know, headline or something that autism rates are up like 52% in the last 3 years. And, kind of talked about that for a minute. And then we were talking about like ADHD. And, because, ADHD. And she's a very big component of like, there's some vaccines you need, obviously, but there's some things you just don't. Your body can actually handle things. She believes in natural things. She eats healthy, the whole thing. And we're talking about, ADHD? And I say, yeah, I'll notice with myself that, like, if I sit and watch TV, like, I'm on my phone, and because I'll get bored watching TV. And so we've gotten to the point where these kids that obviously we're talking about as kids with ADHD, which most of these kids don't have ADHD, is because we constantly stimulate their mind with a phone that they can't even function in normal life anymore. And you can be like, oh, that's not true. Well, no, it is true, because I literally sit there myself, me personally, watch the Red Sox, and I'm on my phone. And if I'm not on my phone, I'm kind of like, I'm bored. I'm like, so.
Well, baseball is kind of boring. Like that's
At times. But
that's the critique of baseball, is that they need to speed the game up.
That's true. But even if, okay, so.
And they're speeding the game up because they realize that people don't have the attention spans that they used to have. So.
But is it really the baseball
Therefore,
game's fault?
proving somewhat of your theory that
Right.
we don't have long attention spans.
But
because that's the critique of baseball.
Yeah,
There's
and
not
no,
a lot going on. They
right.
take 10 minutes to
But
figure out the pitch they're going to throw.
No medicine is going to fix that. You know what's going to fix it? Put your damn phone away. Stop being on your phone.
What's going to fix it is go outside, enjoy the fresh air, go look up at the stars.
Exactly.
Have a conversation with people.
Constantly dumping these kids on meds. And then you want to, so this kind of brings us full circle to talk about like the school board and the school. You wonder why these teachers struggle every day with these kids in school, because imagine a teacher trying to entertain them, if you will, for whatever the period of class is, if it's an hour or whatever, when they're constantly on their phones. They can't even watch TV. You still got to be on your phone because it's not enough. And now you have a teacher trying to teach a lesson. Like, I can only imagine the struggles of that, because these kids are constantly. Put your damn phone away. You don't need your phone. Seriously. Go outside.
Yeah, go back, get your old school alarm clock, turn your phone all the way off at night.
Yeah. And I'm just as guilty of it. Like, I made this about myself so that I can prove the point that it's a real thing. Because
anecdotally,
it
it applies to you, at
Yes.
least. And
Yeah.
if you take that and
Yeah.
based on your observations, you're making an observation that needs a hypothesis and a theory to come from it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's out there. There's research out there on our attention spans have diminished. I could probably go on Microsoft Bing here and type it up, and they'll probably give me a chart over time of attention spans, based on some scientific analysis or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, we have short attention spans these days.
It's crazy.
That's why I'm always like, we should do 10-minute shows.
Nah, that wouldn't be fun for us, though. Hey, we have people that actually watch our whole show all the time, though. We really do.
Yeah, just listen to it, put it in the car, and drive.
I got to find a way to do that better. I need to get us on Apple Music, just so you can do that for people that just want to listen in the car and not watch it. Or, of course, my uncle's like, yeah, your show that you forgot to turn the camera on, it's kind of a boring show. There's nothing to look at. I'm like, sorry about that. Then this last story I have that is kind of scary in a way, but New York City Emergency Management releases a video about what to do if there's a nuclear attack. Which I'm like, what are we, back in the 50s? So.
What does it say? Hide underneath your desk?
No, this is why I didn't take the whole article. I just needed parts of it because it's freaking pathetic. So there's this video. Instructs people how they should react in the event of a nuclear attack. The individual in the video directs people to head inside as swiftly as possible, stay there, and monitor media reports. You need to get into the building, move away from windows, the person says. Have a basement, head there. If you don't have one, get as far in the middle of the building as possible. And if you're outside after the blast, get clean immediately. So remove and bag your outer clothes to keep radioactive dust and ash away from your body. And then the individual instructs people not to venture outside until officials have declared it to be safe. So here's the thing that I find ridiculous. First of all, if you see that mushroom cloud, you're dead. So you're dead. If you see it, like we look out there and like, yeah, that's a big old mushroom cloud, you're dead.
Yeah, if we see it from here.
Yes. Now, if it was that in D.C., okay. So such a difference between New York City and, maybe. But take the time to bag your clothes. Are you stupid?
No, well, so let's say if something were to hit New York City. This is all hypothetical. I'm not wishing it or anything else, but we're talking about this article.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna wish it, don't wish it over here.
But I'm saying, so let's say something hits New York City.
Right.
Like, then if we're outside,
Right.
because that dust is going to eventually go with the wind and everything else.
Right.
So this far up, probably not. But like Boston or Rhode Island,
But more importantly, I guess,
they should probably bag their clothes.
but more importantly, why are we?
Just not go outside until figure out the wind patterns, because you don't want to get.
Why are we talking about nuclear attacks here in the country?
Because the whole Russia thing, right? That's the standoff with Russia. Is at the end of the day, we're both nuclear powers, and it's supposed to deter each other from using them. But at some point,
Listen,
someone might pull the trigger.
if he pushes his buttons, we'll push our buttons, and then
Or
the whole
what if
world
they
will blow
lost track of something, and so they're not telling us the full story? But what if they lost track of an old nuclear warhead, and there's intel that it could be on a boat out in the middle of the Atlantic, heading for some port somewhere? I mean, I've watched
That's
a
true,
bunch
too.
of movies. I mean, didn't that happen in Sum of All Fears? Something similar. I didn't read the book. I watched the movie. I think I actually read the book, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, that's actually true.
it had been 20 years ago that I read that.
Remember a couple of years ago when we didn't have to worry about any of this stuff? Because no one would mess with the United States because we were a superpower, and now we don't know which
Now we give
bathroom
away
to
our
use.
strategic oil reserves.
Yes.
All this is being done for green energy.
No,
We've
all this is
discussed it
being done for
before.
greed.
Well, greed
It's
too.
treason. It's to destroy the country.
Hey, I'm all about new technology. We've talked about it before.
Sure.
It should be a phased-in approach.
Absolutely.
We've had electric cars for 10 years. They're still, it's a niche group of people that can use it. Like, I can't use an electric car. I travel too far. I got icy roads. I'm not going to get stuck with a sedan or a whatever, coupe, whenever I need to pretend like I'm going to put stuff in the back of my SUV. I really need a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a black old one with a red scoop on the hood. That's it. If it could pass inspection.
Speaking of inspection,
Did you get all that done?
why are we talking about this?
Because Chief's coming on Thursday, and he's bringing a special guest. That could be the traffic enforcement cop.
What are you worried about? You'll be fine. No, but I got to bring my. Andrew's supposed to hopefully write down this morning and bring my white truck to get inspected, which can't wait to get that bill because I can only imagine. I know it has an exhaust leak too because I can hear it up like that, the exhaust manifold or whatever. Which sometimes those are easy to fix, and other times they're hard. I swear to God, every time this truck goes somewhere, it's like $1,000 or $2,000. My brother spent $3,000 on the 1-ton dump truck in the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
It's just, first of all, like, he had to do rear brakes, which I know I need rear brakes because they did the front brakes like a month or two ago. But, like, the rotors are like almost $300 a piece.
Wow.
Like, it's just stupid. And then he's like, luckily your truck, no, he says, unfortunately for you, your truck was, they made 2 different ones for that year. And the ones that they have on that truck, or he has on that truck, were the rarer ones that took longer to get because of parts issues and more expensive. And it's like, oh, that's just fantastic.
Awesome.
Awesome news there. But
When it rains, it pours.
yeah, whatever. So my positive meme of the day is it's a little different of a meme. It's not the normal positive meme, but being considered crazy by those who are still victims of culture conditioning is a compliment. I agree with that one pretty good. Yeah, good times.
It's good times.
It is. So what do you think? We'll do this tortilla challenge this weekend?
Yeah, maybe.
We'll do it. It'll make a good video. Maybe we'll get the wives to do it too.
Yeah.
Listen, we need our subscribers to go up. We need all these things to.
Well, that's what we need to have, a hard-hitting news story. I'm working on doing something, not hard-hitting, but something that piques my interest that's not necessarily all over the internet yet.
Oh my God! I just thought of something that would make it go like.
So,
I don't think I could do it. I don't think you could, but I know someone that would do it. So Bert and Rhonda should do the tortilla challenge. It would explode. I would like pay them both to do that too, because I couldn't hit Bert with a tortilla, but Rhonda could. That would be huge.
Yeah, but I think they're. Yeah, I don't think that they would agree to that.
I don't think so either, but the idea.
No, that's yeah. Go find some. Who do you have beef with out in town? You got beef with anybody? Go out there and be like, hey, let's settle our beef with a nice tortilla slap. And after this, we'll be over it, whatever. Like, no, Tim, you owe me $500. I'm not getting over it with a tortilla slap to your face.
No, I don't have beef with anybody. I don't.
Yeah.
I get along with most everybody.
Do you?
Yeah,
Just
most
take
everybody.
a poll.
Pull it up. All right, so we have to do this, though.
I don't know anybody, so
So you've got a wicked advantage there.
I do.
I know all kinds of people, but I couldn't believe, like, she showed me the video. I was like, and I started laughing, because then I'm like, was that noise real? And she's like, yeah, that was actually, like, I was like, she was nervous to show me, because they're in the basement. She's like, we put a towel down, don't worry. I'm like, I don't care. Maybe our mom would care, but I was just like, it was funny. So I'm going to put that up here right at the end of the show. And like I said, it's hilarious, but this is what a 13-year-old, 14-year-old do for fun, and now
Yeah, see, they're a lot younger.
we'll be fine. We don't have to do it until
I'm
we
in
like.
my mid-40s.
Have you seen like the? It's a bigger Russian thing, but you know the slapping contest they do. There's this big Russian dude on there that, man, not only can he take a pounding, he hammers it out. It's similar to that, but this is like the kindergarten version. That's something about that. I would never be like, yeah, Steve, let's have a slapping contest. I'm good with that. I'm not into that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'd have to train up for that because that's just like those guys that do Krav Maga or whatever.
I tell you what, Steve, here's
they desensitize all of the soft parts of the skin so it doesn't hurt as much, so that you're not as
yeah, this guy has to be desensitized at this
like,
point.
So he probably just sat there. He's been getting slapped his whole life, and now when he gets slapped, it's almost probably like a tickle.
So this is what we'll do. Saturday we're going to do this. I still got to talk to Andrea, but she'll roll with it. She'll make tacos. So we'll have tacos, and then after we'll do this tortilla challenge. And then we'll see if we can get them to do it. And more people. And I'll record it all.
I mean, if we already have the girls doing the tortilla challenge, what's the point of me and you doing it? Just so people could see me and you slapping each other with a tortilla?
Yes. Because that's way more entertaining than the girls doing it to other people.
That was a stretch wearing a pink tutu for
This should be even easier for you
3.1
to
miles.
do. 3 point. Is it
3.1.
Yeah.
5K.
Plus we wore it before that. But anyways,
3.1, 3.2, 3.1.
that was for charity. This is just for pure entertainment of people.
All right. I mean, if you want to slap each other with some tortillas, I'll slap you around a little bit. But
All right. Sounds good. And that
But I mean, I think we're like 2 weeks behind the whole trend because I saw a video of it like a week ago.
okay, but our listeners aren't young and caught up on this stuff. So this is like breaking news to them, just like it was for me and you. So
All right.
awesome. We're going to do it. Yeah, today's Tuesday. Anything going on in town today? No, I don't think so. Thursday, school board meeting. Chief on Thursday, bringing a guest in. We may be going to jail after that because he wouldn't tell us who the guest was.
Traffic cop.
Nah, don't worry about that at all. Whatever. It's just a fine. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, we look forward to now I'm so excited about this. I mean, I'm going to get slapped with a freaking tortilla, but I just think it's going to make funny video.
I'm just going to walk up, have them turn the camera on and just start slapping you.
That can't be in the package. It's going to be one.
I know.
All right.
It looked like a wet towel when I saw the video last week. I was like, is that a wet washcloth there? I was like, I had to end up fighting for real.
Yeah.
Somebody slapped me, but it didn't look like a tortilla. Are we getting burrito-sized tortillas? Are we getting
Yeah, like bigger ones.
fajita-sized, a little tiny?
No. We don't want the little tiny ones. You'll end up slapping me in the face with your hand. Oops. Sorry, Tim. Make me wear a pink tutu again. All right, guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.